Well, over the past few weekends here in the month of May and just yesterday at Cornell, a lot of students entered the workforce, college students graduating and trying to get that first paycheck, Rick, for the first time. But they're coming out with a record amount of student loan debt.
That they are.
And that makes us raise the question again here on Memorial Day. Is a college education worth it?
Yeah, and I can understand why people ask that question. So much more student loan debt than we've ever seen before. But the short answer to this question is yes, it's still worth it to get a college education. If you take a look at median earnings for people with a high school, that's just a high school graduate, median earnings are $34,736 a year. So Dan, that means half the people with a high school diploma make less than that, half make more than that. If you get some college in, or you do a 2-year degree, that raises up quite a bit your earnings to $41,184 a year. But the big jump really does come with the 4-year bachelor's degree. You're going to $57,000 on average right there. So you're making, on average, more than $20,000 a year extra
by going to college
every year.
4-year degree.
Yep, with a 4-year degree over just having a high school diploma. So they figure the average person with a high school diploma will earn about $1.2 million over their lifetime, whereas the average person with a bachelor's degree will almost double that, earning on average about $2.1 million. So despite the big expense, on average, still financially makes sense to go to college.
And there's another thing in the corner of the college grads. Not only do they make more money, but they also tend to hold their jobs for longer. Huh?
Yeah, you've got a much better employment situation. Boy, we saw this when the recession hit. When we had the Great Recession, everybody lost jobs, but it was really the college graduates that were able to hold on to it better. We've seen the numbers come down on unemployment, but still makes a difference. The unemployment rate for high school graduates, 5.4%. That's right at the national average right now. If you've got a 2-year degree or some college, it's at about 4.7%. But people with a bachelor's degree, much better employment opportunities, have only 2.7% unemployment rate. So you do tend to, despite the loans, despite the costs, you do tend to make more money, quite a bit more money than a high school diploma, and have better job possibilities.
Well, let's put a finer point on it. Obviously, some degrees, even 4-year degrees, are worth more than other degrees, right?
There's no doubt about it. I mean, back in the Money in Your Pocket Minute, we listed some of the degrees that don't pay off as well as others. The way I kind of look at this is, if you see a degree and it sounds really fun to go get, it tends to not pay you as well. If it's something that looks really hard to get, you tend to get paid for that. And that's where we really see math and science degrees. If you get things like actuaries, economics, that type of thing, tend to pay more money than, say, degrees in social work, psychology, that type of thing.
So other than writing the check themselves for the entire amount of a college tuition, room and board, what can parents do to minimize the amount of debt that their kids are going to come out with?
Yeah, it's scary when you got kids and you look at how much it's going to cost. But the biggest thing you can do is save as much as you can for the kids, starting when they're young. And also, I got to tell you, I love 2-year colleges. It's a great way to save money.
All right, Rick, appreciate it. Always good advice, backed up by strong statistics.
Yeah, you got it, Dan.
You can write Rick and ask him your questions on personal